Good evening, and I welcome you all for the most awaited lecture today for our professional review supportive one. Uh, Actually, first of all, I welcome our speaker today for this evening, Engineer KPIU Dharmapala, and I welcome you, sir, for this uh, most awaited lecture for these associate members. I also welcome our participants here who are physically joining, and there are some 117 for the time being they have joined online. So actually there was a small technical issue, so we are starting at 5:15. So I'm Kamala Gunawardana, Chairman Civil Engineers Sectional Committee for the session 22-23 of the ISL. Actually, you all know that we are doing many events for during this session. A lot of technical sessions, knowledge sharing sessions. Actually, those are mainly for the young members and the associate members. And we organize a lot of events like field trips, workshops, some contractual events, or everything were focused on our members. So I think a lot of associate members join us, also the other sectional committee events. And actually that was a very good sign. And now, not like those days, a lot of associate members are moving with us. So that's a good sign of this. And of course, actually, we know that you all are having many issues, like you can't, you cannot actually, you don't have many facilities nowadays to develop your professional careers, like to go ahead with your charter and professional, other than you have to fight with your day-to-day living standard. So as the professional body and the fixed body of the country, I believe ISL, we have a big responsibility, and I think we need to share at least fraction of your problems towards your professional career. We cannot afford to everything, but at least for the professional career, I think there's a responsibility from our side. So that is why mainly we have done this lecture, especially for the associate members to help their professional review examinations and so getting preparation for that. So I think with that, this is a very timely and very focused for a professional review preparation. So we didn't have to request, we just told our resource person, Engineer Dharmapala, so he accepted it without any hesitation. So we are here now to start that. So I want to say one is very small thing. When we become a chartered engineer, when you are entering into exciting projects, those are actually little beyond your normal boundaries, and you have to focus on that. And it's a challenge. Actually, it's a challenge, but you may be thinking that this is you are getting the charter to put on your name card or talk to your people that I'm a chartered engineer. No, not that. So we have to focus on that, and we have to maintain that quality, and we have to act as a professional engineer when you achieve this. This is not an easy task, but you have to deal it. So go for that. This is my message for you. Let me introduce very briefly our resource person as a formality, because there's nothing to introduce, but he is our past president, immediate past president, and he was the president for 2020 to 2021. KPIU Dharmapala. He's a product from University of Peradeniya, and very proud to say that. So he is actually one of my superior, one of my bosses some time back. So I'm very happy to introduce you for this session. I think this is the first time I'm getting to introduce you, so I think I'm really excited. So he's serving as the immediate past president, and for the council and the ISL, all the matters. and acting as a main panel member for especially the international professional engineer and all other matters is actively involved. So I'm really happy to welcome our president, Dr. Kamal Aksiri, who came suddenly here. It's actually appreciated. It's a grace in the occasion. So thank you so much for coming in. I think you saw the agenda. So the basic is subtitles. So with that subtitles, I think you will get a basic knowledge and you will be enlightened with what you have to, how you have to prepare for your professional review. So actually, I forgot to tell you, you have our resource person is a very good arbitrator and he has the commercial arbitration diploma. So he's practicing that as well. So if you have any questions, you can have. So hope you get understanding about PR process with this lecture, and you can ask more confidently your issues. You can clarify those things and try and absorb to full what is trying to say and get your clues clarified and take home good stuff from this lecture. With that, without further ado, I hand over the stage to our speaker, Engineer KPI Darupala. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. So, as Chairman Civil Engineering Sectional Committee stated, both Engineer Mangala and Engineer Madam Kamala Gunawardena, they made a request from me, when can you have this kind of awareness program during this month? So, the convenient date we fixed as 14th August. So, the topic given was how to face the professional review in confident manner. So, you are going to sit for the professional review examination, but this confidence should be there. If you don't have this confidence, you all are in big trouble. So, during this awareness program, I will talk about your basic requirements for this examination, training requirements, then experience requirements, then how to write the report, and how to face the viva, and again how to write the B paper, how to write the A paper. So all these things connected with this charter process, professional review examination process. So as Madam Kamala told, this is not an easy task. You have to do some kind of sacrification from your side. So coming back to IESL, you all know that IESL is the apex body for the advancement of engineering science and practicing of engineering profession in Sri Lanka. This is the largest professional body in the country. We are having a membership more than 22,000 now. That is associate members and corporate members. Out of this 22, I think nearly 6,500 are chartered engineers, corporate members. So the other thing is you have to keep in your mind that ISL is the only institution entitled to grant this professional qualification, charter status in Sri Lanka. No other body is granted this permission. So if you want to be a chartered engineer, you have to come apply for ISL and sit for this professional review examination. So normally this is the ranking of this membership. That is, you start with student membership, then you, after passing out from your university, once you finish your university education, you will entitled to obtain associate membership. Thereafter, now you are seeking the status of corporate membership or chartered engineer status. Thereafter, 5 years after the charter, you are qualified to apply for the fellow grade membership, which is the highest member category in the ISL. So for a moment, I will come to this body, what is called Engineering Council Sri Lanka. So you have to be very careful, carefully identify what is ISL, what is ECSL. So ECL is an act to provide for the establishment of the Engineering Council Sri Lanka, which shall be responsible for the maintenance of professional standards and conduct of engineering practitioners registration of different categories. So under ISL, 3 categories are named. That is, there are altogether ISL, under ECSL, there are 6 categories. So out of that, first 3 categories are coming under ISL. A chartered engineer category, associate engineer category, and affiliate engineer category. Next 2 is coming under IISL. Other one is tertiary vocational training center. So now, qualification of engineering practitioner, chartered engineer. In this act, it defined as chartered engineer of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka, not anywhere. As I told you earlier, chartered engineer of the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka, established by the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka Act number 17. Similarly, associate member also, after completing 4-year full-time degree in engineering recognized by the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka, again established under Parliament Act, they are entitled to apply for associate engineer. And similar, this affiliate engineer, that is for 3-year degree holders. Now, this earlier side, this ISL accreditation or recognition manual, I wanted to have this because there is idea among this university academics, because they are also engineers. You are attached to industry, they are going through the academic part. They are teaching engineering. So there was some misunderstanding whether they need the charter or whether they need to sit for B paper. So that is why ultimate aim of this teaching is, they say they are recognizing, they are accrediting these engineering degree programs, their members are coming. That is true, correct? That panel consists of senior academics. But charter is they are teaching to students who are going to work in industry, in society. So if a person who is teaching this category, who are going to be the practitioners of the industry to obtain the charter, so they must also have some kind of a charter. So that is why we insist university academics also to obtain this charter, whether they have MScs or MPhil or PhD, that is different. Our B paper syllabus is entirely different. Irrespective of this PhDs, MPhil or MScs, that is purely we are testing the knowledge of engineer with respect to engineer in society. That's a big syllabus. Engineer as a manager, engineer as a technical leader, things are there, and code of ethics are there. How communication skills, code of conduct and ethics. Then engineer as a social leader, engineer as a manager, engineer as a technical leader. All these three areas tested under various areas, that is political situation of the country, political situation of the international level, then economic level, social level, all these things are tested by in the B paper. So that is why that is true. This those who are doing MSc or PhD, they are writing a thesis and they are doing research. That is, everything is okay, but this is something different. This is common to everybody. All engineers should aware of these matters. There's a very big engineering practice, engineering profession, environmental management, emerging technologies, project management, health, safety, environment, and quality management. All these, some other topics are there. So all these things are tested in B paper. So this is the normal ladder. First, you are obtaining 4-year degree in engineering. After that, you are obtaining student membership. After successful completion of 4-year degree in engineering, recognized by the ISL associate membership. After another 2 years, what we call recognized training. Other one is another 2 years, altogether 4 years, 48 months. That is responsible experience. We are counting 48 months of total experience. We split that into 2 segments. First thing is we call recognized training. Second, other part is responsible experience. First one is training. Second part one is responsible experience. So, recognized training, you know, once you passed out from the university, you join to the industry as a most junior engineer or site engineer, whatever thing, very junior position. No one will give you a very higher position in that particular organization. You are not appointed as a project manager or deputy director or director. First, project manager, project engineer, or site engineer, or training engineer. Why is that? And it is true that you are very competent of your engineering theories and other knowledge of engineering matters. You are coming out from university with all these theories. You know all these things very well conversant. But you don't have any management or practical experience, very little. That is why you have to work under a senior engineer, and gradually you have to obtain this experience. Gradually obtain this experience in such a way your responsibility level at the beginning is zero. No one is giving you a responsibility, but gradually your responsibility level increase, and your decision making and judgment, all these things you are gradually capturing, and you can, there is a stage you can handle a project at your own. So until such position, you are undergoing a training. So for the institution purpose, they wanted you to have minimum 2 years recognized training. This recognized means that institution where you are attached or where you gain this experience should be a recognized place. Who is recognizing? IESL is recognizing. So those institutions recognized by IESL, team of IESL members visit that place. They have to renew that. They check their resources, whether they are having required resources to train these young engineers. So that is why this word recognized training means a place where you are getting your training recognized by the IESL. So after that, responsible experience means you have to work under a responsible person. So institution considers a chartered engineer of the same institution, of our institution, is capable of giving this training. That means from your earlier stage, now gradually he has, after 2 years time, they observe that this person can entrusted with some kind of a responsibility. So they give him a position as a project manager or some section head like that. He can manage that section or that project. So in that way, another 2 years, after 2 years, that particular superior engineer, he feels that this person can handle a project at his own. Then he himself consider as fulfilling this requirement of 48 months, and he can apply for this charter process. So thereafter, obtaining charter minimum 3 years, if you are having, you can apply for IP, International Professional Engineer. Again, after 5 years, after obtaining charter superior experience, you can apply for fellow grade of fellow. That is the most highest position in the IESL. Now this PR process, this is there in that book. Then before you apply for this examination, we want to think why most of the students fail in the PR examination. That's the reason. What's the reason for failing this examination? Now, Madam said that's a very difficult exam. I also say to a certain extent, this is very difficult, but if you are from your end, sacrification is there, it won't be a problem. What you have to demonstrate is your own experience, not your friends or others' experience. You have to confidently demonstrate your own experience during the PR Viva day. Students, the main reason we think students means not this universities we consider as candidates, we say candidates do not work hard and prepare adequately to meet the requirements of these ISL requirements. But in universities, different. How you prepared, you are jointly, you are sit together and study, and discussions are taking place. But here, that interest is very less. They do not go through PR rules. These PR rules are there in website. You can go through that. What are these rules? They are not going through these rules, but simply they consult or get the advice of your seniors who sat for the exam in the previous occasion and get their report. That is their Bible. They sometimes they get the soft copy also and change the name and years and everything, some experience, and they very easily submit that one with the improvement of this technology. So that is not what ISL institution expects. You have to go through these PR rules and the requirements, what they want, and you have to write your report accordingly. Other one is they do not read technical literature, national newspapers, international journals. So I said B paper is something connected with international affairs and local political situation and economical situations. So if you are not listening to at least news broadcast, reading newspapers, reading journals, very difficult to get the knowledge of these things. This B paper is directly not from your subject matter, but from the society. So that is why, and the code of ethics. They do not take any interested in topics other than their own area of specialization. Suppose somebody is attached to water supply board or drainage board or highways road development authority or any other institution, they are concentrated on that work only. They forget about all other things. But if you want to get through from professional review examination, you have to, while doing your duties, I am not telling to neglect those things and pay your attention to this one, but you have to pay more attention for these matters to obtain this ISL charter. The problems faced by candidates and their weaknesses have been identified to be the following: poor reading habits. You are not reading, lack of knowledge of common affairs, especially economics, social issues, political situations, locally and internationally. Inability to correctly understand the question. Sometimes we noted question is there, they are writing something else. That is also you have to be very careful, because if you don't know the answer, you think that if you write something full of these answer scripts, you will get marks. That is, don't think about in that manner. You have to write to the correct point. So it's inability to correctly understand the question, inability to structure a response to a question, inability to write clearly and concisely. Some are writing very long sentences ultimately there is no meaning. Problem with English language. So these are some of the reasons that weaknesses we found, we think that students come across. So English knowledge, communication, inability to write, written communication and oral communication, both. I will, during this process, I will show you some answer scripts, how our candidates, they have written the A paper, the English. During this vivas, we have noted they are stammering to express their ideas. When we are posed a question, some find very difficult to answer. I can remember when I conducted a similar workshop organized by Ms. Bayabachap. One student raised his hand and said, "We selected the university because of mathematics. We are very good in mathematics, but we are very poor in writing essays. We can't write these long essays and other things. We can't write the other thing is we can't write essays in English. So can't you make or allow us to write these answers in Sinhala language?" So from his side, uh, he thinks that is reasonable because what he said is mathematics. Because of mathematics, they entered the university. They are always being engineers. We are taking giving answers in very short and very concise manner, not in a very essay type answers. But you know that in your workplace, sometimes you have to participate for meetings. Sometimes you have to participate in meetings, this district development council or whatever things, with other members are also coming from various other fields. Accountants are coming, administrators are coming, various people are coming. So you are also representing those meetings. If you make any mistake in front of these people, they will laugh. If you make a mistake among us, nobody is going to laugh. They will, "This is a mistake, you correct that one." But if you make a mistake in such a forum, or sometimes you have to represent your organization or represent country in some other place, some other country. So if you make a mistake there, that is going to be a serious disgrace to the profession. So that is why institution is interested in this communication skill and English, considering that aspect. You have to pay your attention to these communication skills, develop your communication skills, and written. Communication means both ways, written and oral. Both you have to increase. So this is the latest one, this PR rules, which is effective from 28th July to 2022. These are set out in this manual to admit into the class of corporate member of the Institution of Engineers. So these details, everything are in this book. So now the issue, now you enter into the university, follow a 4-year engineering degree, you coming passing out as an engineer. So if we ask who is an engineer, can anybody tell me from this method? Yes, very good. Professional practitioner of engineering concerned with applying scientific knowledge, what he said, mathematics and ingenuity. Dakshata. Scientific knowledge, mathematics and ingenuity, and develop solutions for technical problems. Engineers, you design materials and structures, machines, everything, considering the practicality and safety and cost. The word engineer that derives from Latin, the word ingenium, that means cleverness. You all are clever people. Engineers are clever. So that is why that mathematics argument, we did mathematics, we entered into the university. So this we did various kind of mathematics, no? 3D, and sometimes we did other dimensions also, and integration, so many things we have done. So it is not an easy thing. And other theories, scientific knowledge. This scientific knowledge, I can remember the last day of my lecture, of my academic career, fourth year last lecture, it was taken on geotechnics by Professor Dr. Sivapathan from Irrigation Department. He said, my dear students, this is the last day and last lecture of this course of lectures, of this course. We have given you the basic knowledge and everything. Something like, today we are handing over the key of a car. It is up to you to drive the car safely. So ultimately, finally, I will make a request from you. Don't sacrifice your scientific knowledge for the benefit of politicians. Don't sacrifice your scientific knowledge for the benefit of the politicians. So that is in 1978. Now we are in 2023. So I can give you an example. One very senior engineer, I think Madam also know about him, Engineer Denzel Aponso. When he was the executive engineer of Katugampala. Executive engineer means the lowest grade in RDA. Just passing out engineers are absorbed as the executive engineer, but given a division. So he was the executive engineer at Katugampala division. Suddenly he heard a noise of somebody tapping his door, that saloon door. He looked at that door. He found the Minister of Industrial and Scientific Affairs or something, engineer, Mr. T.B. Subasinghe, MP for the Katugampala electorate, and the minister, cabinet minister. He tapped the door and asked, "Sir, may I come in?" Then he asked, "Yes, you can come." And he asked, "May I sit?" "Yes, you sit." Then he explained his problem regarding his some electorate, some road construction work, and he left. So what I want to tell is that is in something early 1970s. Now you get a call from this provincial council or Pradeshiya Sabha, these MPs. Our engineers goes with bundle of files to his office. So if you were not going there, there is a big issue for you, that person. So how the country has changed. So now coming back to chartered engineer. Now you all are wanted to be chartered engineers. Who is this chartered engineer? Chartered engineer is one who is capable of assuming personal professional responsibility for the analysis and application of engineering principles in the fundamental process of investigation, planning, designing, construction operation, maintenance management and development of engineering works or plant or in engineering research or education. So all these areas are stated there. So the last one is research and education, that is for academics. So all these things, planning, designing, construction, maintenance, operation, that is those who are involved in industry. So we will see now personal professional responsibility. He should involve with the identification of solutions to problems. Then he should be capable of management of projects with significant engineering works, high risk and resources intensive. Responsible for making decisions, exercise sound professional engineering judgment, be able to communicate his ideas clearly and concisely to others. He should have the ability to supervise the technical and managerial works of others. Profitable management of the project. Compliance with relevant code of ethics of the profession. Familiar with relevant legislation of respect to health, safety, risk, and the environment. Recognize the social, cultural, and environmental impact of the professional engineering activities. So you can see how many things you have to be fulfilled or to be competent to be a chartered engineer. Solutions to problems, management, decision making, making judgment, engineering judgments, communication, supervision, profitable management of projects, comply with code of ethics, legislative matters, health, safety, and environmental issues, then social and cultural. You have to look into all these aspects. If you are a project manager of a project or road project or water supply project, you can't lay pipes or you can't take the road trace, cutting boat trees or demolishing statues or temples or wheels or whatever. You can't do that. You have to think about that. You have to give a solution for that. Cultural affairs. Sometimes you are working in different people who are living there. Sinhala, Muslim or Tamil or whatever race or this thing they belongs. Language. So you have to respect religion and everything. You have to take a decision or your judgment should be such a way not to create any discomfort or inconvenience to anybody of the society. So this is engineering training and education experience. I told that 4 years is this thing. So this entire thing is assessed by what we call competence-based assessment. This this charter process is completely follows a competence-based assessment. We will see what are these competences you required. There are 5 competences. Institution is checking you based on these 5 competences. First thing is understanding of engineering principles. Second one is practical application of engineering knowledge. Third one is managerial involvement, interpersonal skills, professional conduct. Under these 5 competences, you will be assessed. Review panel members will review your capabilities, how you achieve these 5 competences. This first 2 is very important. Understanding of engineering principles, practical application of engineering knowledge. You think that you are very knowledgeable about engineering principles or engineering, you are having a practical engineering knowledge. But we have come across engineers who were in design office for nearly 10 years, but he doesn't know how to check the stability of a retaining wall. What are the loads act on retaining wall to this retaining moment or overturning moment? They can he couldn't very clearly identify what are the things that will act for stability. So we will see these are the 7 items institution wants. First thing is education. Second one is training part, 48 months, recognized training and responsible experience. Then you have to do a design, 12 months design office experience, CPD, B paper, then interview, then A paper. Academic qualifications, I think there is no issue for those who are passed out from Sri Lankan state universities. Most of you are from, I believe, you are from state universities. Those who are not coming from state universities, case by case, ISL is assess those things. Then you have to write a training report. This report should, you have to cover 2 parts, right? It's recognized training part and responsible experience. An evaluation of the design. So you have to submit the design of his experience 1 year, for 6 months, design of his training. His second part is responsible part. You have to do a design at your own. Then the Viva, you will be tested by senior corporate members. So they will test based on these 5 competences. Thereafter, you have to do a 20 minutes PowerPoint presentation. After the presentation, this PR panel members will question you. Then you have to sit for a what you call A paper. A paper basically from your working experience. That is to test whether you can gain some experience, whether you can put that in a written form. Communicate your experience gain or practical issues, what you face. The topics also may basically related to your work, and these panel members wanted to test your communication skills. Then before that, or after that, you have to pass B paper. That is something related to code of ethics and engineering society. This all are academics, this 4-year degree, recognized degree to IESL. I will skip those things. Training 48 months, I told you, recognized training and responsible training. The important thing is decreasing supervision and gradually increasing the responsibility. When you are coming from the university, your full supervision is given to you, assisting. But that with the time that decreases and gradually increasing your responsibility level, that is there. This is again training. This separate route is there for academics. That route is there. I'm not going to talk about that one. They have to, they can submit their thesis or whatever research these things as a design report. These are regarding these training organizations. Various categories are there. That is very clearly stated in Annex J of this PR rules. You can see to which category, if someone is having an issue, under this Annex J, it categorizes various organizations. You can decide to which category you are falling. It's all responsible experience. Then regarding design, 12 months design experience. You know, these civil engineers, they must have 12 months responsible construction experience they need. And 6 months design training and 6 months responsible design experience, 12 months. Then they count 6 months from your industrial training maximum. Then 6 months design and 6 months industrial, 12 months are there. So balance 12 months should be construction. Again, when you are going for responsible experience, 6 months responsible design is there, then balance 18 is there. So out of that 18, 12 months should be continuous in construction, and balance 6 months you can count from any other areas. This overseas experience also, there is a mechanism addressed by the IESL. They have to sit for exam, but so far nobody has sat for that one. But there is a path. Those who are coming from overseas experience. And also there is a consideration of the people who are coming from non-recognized design office. There is also a way that is they have to sit for a paper in addition to the normal design. Don't think that that paper is covered for the normal design. This is to just to check whether you are knowing the design of its aspects. This how to use codes and various things, material selection and all those things. That is basically test by this examination. But in addition to that, you have to submit the design. Then this continuing professional development, you have to show 36 hours per year. Most of these candidates are not showing that one. Year means year. Now, if you are sitting for this year, 2023, you have to show 36 minimum for previous year, 2022, 2021 separately. That is, what are the things CPD. CPD may be achieved by attending the following, by undertaking following courses, seminars, workshops, and technical meetings organized by the IESF. That is considered as CPD activities, conferences and the ISL annual sessions, postgraduate study courses from recognized universities, research and post-qualification studies, technical authorship or participation, preparation of lectures for an organized event, lecturing for those not normally employed as lecturers. Then this section B paper. An associate member will be permitted to sit the B paper only 1 year after becoming the associate member. That is just to get more exposure to the industry. That is why this 1 year rule is there. So this B paper, what we wanted to know is he or she is sensitive to issues taking place in other areas of the society, such as political, social, economical, and environmental, and also issues taking place globally. The examination is also checks whether he or she is adequately conversant with the technological and managerial aspect of his or her profession. You can see that is not related to your work experience, but something you can collect from work experience. But mainly political, social, and economical and environmental, these things. Syllabus is given in the Annexure E. Then they test communication skills, ethics and code of ethics, society, social, and these things, what I told you earlier. All these things are in Annexure E. Now, this professional review is conducted on request of the candidates. Unlike those days, there is no defined period. On your request, institution will give you a date. Okay, when you are writing this report, you have to submit first you have to state in a table. 3 tables are there. First one, you have to state your industrial training, maximum 6 months. Yeah, you have to mention the place of work, full-time workstation, duration, months, then your designation, under whom you work. Then you have to get it initial or signed by officer in charge there. Must be a chartered engineer is preferred. So that is similarly, next table is you have to fill in same manner. That is responsible training, recognized training. There you have to state where you work and what are the durations, and you have to add and show whether 24 months are there. The next one is a responsible experience, that the third table. Separately, you have to fill those things where you have done your design experience and your construction experience in these 3 tables. Thereafter, you have to write the report. Then summary of part, that is, you can write the description of the project, money value of this project, duration, whom you worked under, and brief description. Thereafter, you have to write the competence statement. That is the most important thing. You have to write very clearly how you achieve these 5 competences in various projects. You can't achieve everything in one project. So one project, you can say you achieved only these 2, one or out of these 5, 1 or 2. In another project, rest. Like that, you can very clearly state how you achieve the competences stated in the PR rules or ISL requirement. Thereafter, there is another place you have to state your paragraph numbering is there for the easiness of this PR members. You can state how you achieved these competences in give reference to these paragraph numbers. So wording also there. This you have to do a word counting and say this competence section words, number of words should be less than maximum 2,500. These other sections also they have given number of words. This training section 150, like that they have given. This training and responsible experience section not less than 1,000 words. Like that, all these things are there. Don't write too much. Then you have to, they will resubmit, project a report, you have to resubmit that with complying the required number of words. Then you have to write a small paragraph, your career development action plan. So that is in what you expect to do within 5 years' time or another 10 years' time. After obtaining charter, you wanted to be a designer or you wanted to be a director or chief engineer, whatever the things. Now, interview. First thing is presentation. Second one is competency-based assessment. Normally, this time schedule is like this. When a candidate comes, panel members have a chat for about 5 minutes regarding brief introduction. Then your presentation, 20 minutes. Don't prepare your presentation for 50, 60 slides. 20 minutes means maximum 20, 25 slides. Don't come with more than 20 or 25 slides. Then normally these reviewers will allocate time period for competence 1 and 2 little bit more, minimum like 10 minutes like that. Then the third one 8 minutes like that. Third and fourth 8 total. At the closing time again they will ask whether are you happy about this interview, any shortcomings, or do you think that we have not fully covered you? If you feel that we have not covered, please tell us, we will do that also. So you are having that freedom. Don't get excited. That is your day. This professional review day belongs to you, not to the panel member. So you are coming there with your experience and everything, knowledge and everything. You have to demonstrate your knowledge and you have to answer the questions in a confident manner. Don't get excited. So totally it will take about 75 minutes, but it will go beyond that, sometimes 90 minutes, but don't think that that is because panel members want to verify that whether really you are having this knowledge. Don't think that they want to harass you or may put you in trouble. They are asking questions. If they go a little bit more, that means they want to make sure that your condition. So this 20 minutes presentation, basically you have to prepare your presentation based on your experience touching competences. This presentation shall clearly convince the panel members how he or she achieved the 5 competences. Don't waste your time displaying slides of various unwanted things. But it is up to you to convince the panel members that you have covered and gained knowledge with respect to these competences. And it is your duty to prepare this presentation such a way it should be a very good, interesting one, not a boring one. But we can't do anything if it is a boring one. We have to bear that and listen, watch that one. We can't stop and say that one, but we have to watch. But when you are preparing this presentation, you have to prepare that such a way. Then question resulting from presentation. Normally questions will start, questioning will be start with question based upon the content of the presentation. On your presentation as well as your report. Viewers will normally cover all competences during the interview. That's why I told they will cover all competences. If you feel they have not covered any competence, you can say that, sir, you have not covered this one. I would like to, if you are covered this too. Then these are the 5 competences. There is a way of assessing this one, giving grading, level 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So this level 3 and 4. 3 means performs activity in some complex and non-routine situations. Significantly, responsibility or autonomy can oversee the work of the others. If you can oversee the works and if you are convinced the panel members that in a certain project as a whatever the capacity, you supervise at your own level, you have taken decisions like that, they will decide whether this person is entitled to get 3 or 4, like that. So normally first 2 competences are very compulsory to obtain minimum 3 or 4 above. But if you take 2, that means you are disqualified. You have to obtain minimum 3 for first 2 competences. Then remaining 3, you can obtain 2 or 3 or 4. But to qualify from this exam, pass from this exam, has to score at least in 3 competences, including 1 and 2, 3. You have to obtain 3 competences, 1 and 2. Other 2, then 4, altogether 4, 1 you can obtain only 2. So if there's one way of failing is if you obtain less than 3 in first 2 competences, you are failed. Then if you are obtaining this 3 for first 2 and if you are unable to obtain 3 in 2 of others, then also you are failed. written examination, written A paper assignment. This is you will be given another 1.5 hours. Pass mark is 50. Basically, this question is 2 topics are given. These are directly from your experience. This is mainly directed to the candidate to check the ability to express in writing the level of responsibility shouldered and how the candidate has benefited from the experience by way of originality of the thought and judgment and taking engineering decisions. So that is the main idea of the A paper. This is how we are giving marks for A paper. First part, we check the structuring. You have to properly structure your essay and presentation. So under these 4 items are there. So each section you will get 5, altogether 20. So but you have to get minimum 10 marks. If you score some higher marks from others and if you get 5 or 6 from this one, then that is also issue. You won't consider as a pass candidate in A paper. Then the relevance and knowledge, 40 marks are there. The relevancy of your answer question, that is why at the beginning I told you, you have to understand the question very clearly and write the answer to the correct point, not unwanted things. Relevance of the content and your knowledge. So 2020 given, total 40, but there also you have to obtain minimum 20 marks. Then grammar and other things, and clarity, argument, all these things. 20 marks, 2020 is there, minimum 10. So out of 100, you have to obtain 50 marks for pass in B paper, A paper. Finally, keep in your mind the day belongs to you, I told you, and not belongs to reviewer. Do maximum to exercise and demonstrate your capabilities to the panel members in a confident manner. Be smart on things that you have really done. Do not be try to too smart on things that you have not done. It is not a difficult task if you are going to explain or describe what you have done. Well, definitely you can explain. If you are going to describe a thing that you have, what you have not done, or someone else has done, then you are in trouble. So, so thank you. I will show you some. So this is what I want to tell you. This ECSL. If anyone is practicing engineering in Sri Lanka without the registration of ECSL, it's a serious offense. It says under clause 40, that person is commits an offense and shall, on conviction after summary trial before magistrate court, be liable to imprisonment of either description of a period not exceeding 1 year or a fine not exceeding 100,000 or both. So at least you have to obtain the associate membership through IESL. So ECSL is registering only people whose names are sending by IESL. So if you are practicing, anyone is practicing engineering without the registration or without getting any membership of IESL, there is a serious problem. He is violating the country's law, and these are the penalties he has to face. Then I will show you some answer scripts. Okay, you can see, you can know this. Now you can see this, they say, before going to sit for this paper, he repeatedly told them, write small sentence, short sentences. Be careful about spellings, grammar, everything. But you can see this one essay. Sri Lanka is a very small and very beautiful country. Country spellings, you can see. Our country, geological aesthetic situation. Our country, geological aesthetic situation is very good. Condition for increasing our country beauty. There has flat terrain. RDA engineer. Anybody from RDA here? RDA, they don't know how to write terrain, rolling terrain, and mountaining terrain condition. Hill of the country section, including in the mountain terrain section. In the hill areas has A, B, C, D types roads. I am working road development authority. Is my major response. The A and B class road maintain is my major responsibility. Lot of A and B class situated in the hill area. Some roads are 2-lane. RDA, they don't know about lane. We are talking about 2-lane, 3-lane, 4 lanes, but lane. And others are 1 lane. The population is growing. Then traffic jam is growing. Therefore, we have to improve the road minimum 2-lane type. Then we are initially identified and listed out the improving roads after initially started road details. No starting point or no, can't get idea. Just since we know what she wanted to tell, we can get idea, but this is can't accept. After 4 years of graduation, working in the field, this is the English knowledge of our engineers. Sometimes you may laugh, but you also do the same thing. Some are there, they can't find out the difference between THERE there and THEIR there. I can show that also. So after design, engineer come from the site and investigation the geological matters, full stop. And existing site condition. But one thing I want to tell now, the same manner, this report continues same, the essay continues this thing. See research. This girl I met at the membership division. She came to get or find out what has happened to her A paper. But luckily, I also came for something there. Then this membership people they directed this girl to me. Then I said, "What? See what you have done." Then I told her to practice this. She said, "Okay, so I will practice." You know what she did? She went. She started giving calls to me. Sir, you have to help me. What to do? Yes, sir. I said yes. So you give me another topic. I will write. So I gave a topic. She has written. In that way, she has practiced 5 essays. So when she practiced the fifth one, I thought that she has improved. For this essay, she got only 17 marks, 1 7. And for the second next attempt, she got 72 marks. So that is her dedication. So don't think everything is impossible or you can't do this one. So another person, he is from Krial area. During the Viva, he can't express his idea. First time he failed, second time also failed. Third time we found he has improved his communication skills. So we asked, how you improve? He told, sir, my wife is a clerical hand working in Pradesh Sabha. So I thought, without any hesitation, I have to improve my flow of this in talking English. So I spoke with my wife. I try to improve my communication skills. I'll watch the TV for these English programs, news bulletin, all these things. So that way, he improved his English knowledge. So these are the things that I want to point out. There are so many essays. You won't be this only a one essay. This presentation is also just opening. Some issues there. So when you are, I have told you that how to prepare a presentation. So there's a nice presentation that is not opening. Otherwise, I would have shown you. Some are worked in really very hard, difficult projects. One engineer, his project was the construction of this Katwastara bridge, new bridge over Mahali. There, he And this and the other one. So you can see that when was this 30-ton pre-stress beam launching, one beam tilted. So he took photographs and he submitted attached to his report. So he was a project manager. Then I asked who is responsible for this. He says this construction superintendent. So he's a project manager. So what happened? So this failed tracks are there, sleepers are there. Then the sleepers crushed and failed. Timber, wooden truck. So who's responsible to check these things before launching the beam? Again, is construction superintendent. So that is not the way. Actually, project manager, he is responsible. They are organizing work, that is true. But that kind of reports, photographs should not attach to this report. Those are unfavorable things for you. He has done big designs of this shoring work, huge sheet piles, steel sheet piles, then bracings with big channel sections. They have done some calculations. All these things are there. Among those, he has attached some this kind of failures also. So thank you very much for your patience and listening. For if you want any if you want to ask any question, you can ask. If time is past, I don't know. But my contact number is always there. Note 7777 12355. Note 7777 12355. You can ask me. You can contact me if I am free. I will always there to help you. Thank you very much.
So thank you, sir, for your great presentation. So please be remain a little bit. So I cordially invite on behalf of Civil Engineer Section Committee to give the token of appreciation, Engineer Mrs. Kamala Gunawardhan to give the token of appreciation. Thank you.
I never expect this kind of things. It's precious. So,
To conclude, I cordially invite Engineer Gopi to do the vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Civil Engineering Sectional Committee of the Institution of Sri Lanka, Engineers Sri Lanka, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Engineer Dharmapala for his enlightening lecture on how to face the professional review in a confident manner. This valuable session has undoubtedly provided a wealth of insights to our members, especially who are aspiring to become a chartered engineers. Engineering Dharmapala expertise and guidance on navigating the path towards a professional recognition were truly invaluable. The tips and the strategies he shared for approaching the professional review with confidence are certain to empower our members as they progress in their engineering careers. We also extend our thanks to each of you, the esteemed attendees, for your active participation in both physical and online. We were recorded around 160 participation on online and more than 35 participation physical. So it is a remarkable attendance. Your presence has added immense value to this event. So we are excited and wishing you all to become chartered engineers in near future. We look forward to continued collaboration and exchange your ideas and knowledge with sectional committee as well as IESM. And we also extend our sincere thanks to our present chairperson of Civil Engineering Sectional Committee, Ms. Kamala Gunavatnam, for the meticulous arrangement of this lecture and their dedication and efforts to bringing together this insightful event are truly commendable. And thanks for vision that we have been able to enrich our engineering community with such knowledge sharing opportunities. Thank you once again, Mr. Engineer Jalpapala, for your time, expertise, and inspiration. And all the attendees, thank you for your being part of the enlightening session. Thank you.